What's up? It's Ashley. I be ballin', shot callin'. With the IBB, I be ballin'. Basketball show you already know. And today we're gonna be talking about Stephen Curry. Underrated. His new documentary on Apple TV. And it was a awesome, dope basketball documentary. I encourage everyone to check it out. 2 thumbs up. I love basketball and I love basketball documentaries, and I love how Curry, I love how Curry did this. So the documentary, it gives you an old school feel when there used to be VHS tapes and all of that. There was like pause and started is it was about Curry with the shot, boy. He was setting a new 3-point record, right? Everybody knows this, right? Past Reggie Miller, past Ray Allen. And it was like, he had a celebration. KD was there. That was cool. But it was all about how did he get to this point. And that's true, because a lot of people see all the glitz and the glamour and all the shots and the deep shots going in. But do you know the journey? Do you know all the blood, sweat, and tears and the doubt that he had to overcome, right? To be where he is now, to be a champion, to have that golden state of mind. You know what I'm saying? So it took it back to, like, it was going back and forth from his childhood to the current state of the Warriors, right? The year that they won a championship, a lot of people wasn't predicting them, right? They had doubters, right? They were all of a sudden underrated, right? People were doubting that the dynasty was over, right? And people may think, he, went to a big college. No. So, when Curry was younger, and it's crazy too, because how all the parents, they, got their little camcorder and they're shooting their babies playing basketball. That's how it was. Obviously, Del Curry, right, is the father, right? But Curry was not very tall. Right now he's 6'3". You may think that's tall. It's pretty tall, right? But he wasn't tall during the recruiting process. They showed him. They showed cute pictures of him. He was all cute with his, with Seth. Um, they showed all these childhood pictures, videos. That was awesome. So if they showed Curry when he was younger, the baby face. He went through puberty, really slowly. He didn't have he wasn't tall. He wasn't super athletic. He was skinny. He was scrawny. And even Curry knew he was built differently, because he didn't have those same attributes that the other kids did. But he knew one thing. He knew he could shoot, right? However, kids, and obviously Del Curry is a great shooter. it's obviously in the genes, but he had to work hard. So he wasn't very strong. So when he was shooting, usually you want to shoot, you want to catch it, shoot, right? What Curry was doing was he was shooting from his pocket, from down low. Now, you could probably get away with it, but if you're trying to be in the NBA, you can't shoot from down there. It gotta be up here, right? Now some people shoot like beyond, behind the back like Michael Redd or Dirk. So he actually had it was a tough summer because he was learning how to shoot in the correct form, right? A better form, right? So it was really frustrating for him. So, and sometimes he wasn't even shooting outside. Now, kids, when you get in the gym, what do kids want to do? They want to shoot from all the way from the three-point line and half court. No, sometimes you got to work on your fundamentals, start in the paint, go from, small block, left block, right block, shoot it 5 times each around the rim. Don't go outside, start from the inside. And that's what Curry did, all right? And it was very tough because scouts wasn't looking at him like that. It was like, yeah, he can shoot, but we don't see it, right? And he wanted to go to Virginia Tech because why? Sonya, his mom played, volleyball, and Curry, had his jersey retired, Del Curry. So he wanted to go there with his parents, but guess what? VT wasn't looking at Curry. They wasn't looking at him, right? Right? Underrated. It's underrated for a reason, right? He goes to Davidson, right? He went to Davidson because they really wanted him. And the first time they saw him, it wasn't like, oh, you got to see this kid Curry. It was just a small mention, right? So they go see Curry. They fall in love with him, right? Davidson, it's not a big time school. It's not a popular school. Some people are like, okay, they're in a weak conference. It's a small school. Yada, yada, yada. They're in the Southern Conference. But nowadays, you see guys like Curry, Dame Dollar, John Morant, CJ McCollum, those guards coming from small schools, making it big. People doubted them. Why you not playing the big time schools? Blah 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 blah. Underrated, but they showing them. So obviously Curry, he was in college, and I remember watching him in college, and there was a sign that read, "Is it your bedtime yet?" I was cracking up because he was like babyface. He didn't have no facial hair, and this is college, and now you see him with facial hair. I can see why he's wearing facial hair now, because he's like, hey, it took a while for this to grow in, But guess what? His first game at Davidson, he struggled big time. Turnovers, all that. But the second game, he had 32 points, right? So he's slowly learning. But Davidson, the year that they made that big run, March Madness run, when they beat Gonzaga, Wisconsin, Georgetown, Roy Hibbert, and them, they were losing to a lot of big teams. UCLA, when Kevin Love and Russ was there. But slowly but surely, 22 straight games. And, they go on to March Madness and shock everybody. Curry is shocking everybody. They're like, who is this Curry? But before that, Curry was underrated. I'm going to say that a lot. Underrated. underestimated, you know what I mean? He was putting up good numbers, but it was like he was like a secret. You know, this is not when social media was big, right? There wasn't really Twitter. So, you know, you had to go to the games to see Curry. There wasn't no Twitter when all these highlights. No, it was so he was a secret, right? March Madness is when he exploded, right? Where everyone that doesn't really watch the NCAA teams, they do the brackets and they break because you don't really know. They're Cinderella teams, right? But in the beginning, even his teammates was like, I don't know if he can hang. Who is this kid? You know? Who is this kid? I don't know if he can hang. Who is this guy? But meanwhile, the documentary goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to his past, right? But also the Warriors. The Warriors were stinking up the joint, right? They had a bunch of injuries, Draymond, Clay. They showed how when Curry was drafted, there was still a lot of doubt. You know, he's not a big-time athlete. The athleticism, can he coexist with Monte Ellis? Is he a combo guard, a shooting guard, a point guard? What is he? We know he can shoot, but what else is there, right? So, and that's kind of what happens. You're a big-time player in high school, right? So you prove yourself in high school, but then people are doubting you in college, and then you surprise them, and then you get drafted, but then you're at the bottom again. So it's constantly you're underrated at each level, and then Curry keeps proving them wrong, right? And a lot of people were like, the dynasty is over. They were showing when they won in 2015, right? And then they showed when KD came along, right? And they won back-to-back, right? But then they lost to the Raptors. They showed all those injuries. But here's something that Bucks fans are gonna... We have Giannis, right? I'm a big Bucks fan. But before, when Curry wasn't super big in the NBA, right? He had a cheap contract. Why? Because he kept having ankle injuries during the younger parts of his Warriors career, right? The Warriors were thinking about trading him. Trading him to who? To the Bucks. But guess what? It didn't happen. Why? Because the Bucks were like, we like Curry, but the ankle injuries. So they settled for Monte Ellis instead for Bogut. That's a big what if. But we got Giannis, so it's all good. It's all good. Because you never know. You know, would Giannis be on the Bucks if we traded for Curry, right? But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Like, even the Warriors themselves was like, ankle injuries, but we're going to keep him. We're going to see how this goes, right? Underrated, right? They definitely did show how he changed. Reggie Miller was talking about it, how he changed the game, right? The 3-pointers, the deep ones, pulling up from half court, pulling up in transition. Crazy, right? But I'm going to show you guys a lot of highlights throughout this video from when he was little kid playing at Davidson to the Warriors, right? You're gonna see all that. You're gonna see the transformation. You also see him working out at different levels, working out as the big superstar that he is now, but you also see him working out when he was younger. Basically, the moral of the story is people are constantly doubting you. Especially, I love the ending because the ending is going back and forth to what the doubters, the analysts, right, what the scouts were saying about him, right, from Davidson to even the Warriors, right, and it was going back and forth to when he was a kid to now. So the moral of the story is, you know, Curry didn't just get here with no worth ethic. He had to keep proving people wrong, but even himself was going through like, man, am I good enough? Man, I don't know if I can do this, right? At every level, high school, college, Warriors, he had to prove himself. And
no, wherever that I go, yeah, I'm thinking of you. Say wherever that I go, yeah, I'm thinking of you. Off the dome, yeah, I rap just for you, just for my boo.
his Warriors career is very important. He people didn't know he was gonna turn into this unanimous, MVP, Finals MVP. No, people didn't know that. So he had to prove himself with the Warriors. Then he started winning championships. But even so, people still, they're like, I don't know, he's breaking down. He's not the same player. Is he clutch? Can he win without Kevin Durant? Well, he did, right? He's proving people wrong constantly. Even when you think you're at the top, you're going to fall down and you got to keep proving people wrong. It's okay to be underrated. It's on Apple TV. It's an awesome basketball documentary. Um, if I had to rate this from 1 to 10, I would give it a 9. I can't give it a perfect 10. Sorry, Warrior fans. Sorry, Curry fans. I can't give it a perfect 10 only because, only because there was some parts that was like, it's a documentary. It's hard to from beginning to end make it just a masterpiece, right? I love the highlights. I love the different captures that they had. They talked the Davidson coach, the teammates. I really liked all of it. And I also love how the highlights were showing, he had the handles, right? He had the shot. He had the passing ability from the very beginning, right? So they would show him in high school and college and the Warriors. They would show in that order, right? And how, gradually, it happened. And I thought that was amazing. So the basketball highlights, perfect. I love, the interviews with the parents, Dale and Sonia. loved it. You know, even the fans, the hecklers, even them doubted him. And I love when the grandma was like, "Don't you talk about my baby," you know. That was awesome.
2015 NBA champions, their first title in 40 years. There it is. The Warriors are NBA champions again. There's a new dynasty in the NBA. Back-to-back titles, 3 in 4 years. Johnson grabs his left knee. Now writhing in pain. It's over. The Raptors, the 2019 NBA champs.
This is how it ends. The Warriors dynasty. I think it ends tonight.
Just because you're talented or, you know, you have like a gift doesn't mean, you know, things that are going to come easy or he had to refine his shot, right? You could just be like, nah, I'm just going to shoot this way forever. I'm not going to improve. No. It's going to be difficult, but you can do it. And just because you think you at the top don't mean you can't fall down and still be underrated. You have to climb your way back up, right? So it's an awesome documentary. Give it a 9 out of 10. That's pretty good in my opinion. Hopefully for Warrior fans, they can win another ring. I think you guys traded James Wiseman too soon. We'll see what Chris Paul does. I think he's a great veteran leader. Hopefully he can help you guys. With Draymond and Clay and Curry, as long as you got that trio, you have a great chance of winning a championship. You got Kerr. We got to see what Kuminga does. I think I said that wrong. Jordan Poole is now in Washington. But good luck, Warrior fans, for the season. It doesn't matter what the haters say. Oh, will you pan out? You just gotta believe and have faith in yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta have that golden state of mind. Strength in numbers. Curry said something important. You never can do it by yourself. So trainers, the coaches, the teammates, all that plays a factor in it. The parents, all that plays a factor in it. And his dad being an NBA star, you think, oh, your dad was a, NBA player, you have it easy. No, he still gotta prove himself, right? And that's it. Make sure you guys subscribe to I Be Ballin' with your girl Ashley. I Be Ballin', shot calling. Hey, and make sure you guys go check out my music, Ashley, I Be Ballin'. I got, a WNBA song called WNBA. Put your W's up, put your W's up. Yeah, check that new song out. More music on the way. Plus, go listen to my other joints that I got on there about Giannis and my I Be Ballin' theme song. You heard me, you heard me, you heard me. And like, comment, subscribe. Tell me anything about Curry. Do you like him? Do you not like him? Is he overrated? Is he underrated? What do you think the Warriors are going to do this season? Let me know. And if there's any player that you want, any player, any team, WNBA, NBA, don't matter. If there's any, basketball player, even college, women's, men's, write it in the comments. Let me know. I'll make sure to do a video on them. Alright? Peace.